Hello, good people. I'm Chris, and today we're talking about something you probably heard mentioned a lot, right? And that is the wealth transfer. Some people talk about it with excitement, others talk about it with fear. Today we're going to talk about it with a little bit of clarity, okay? At least in my opinion. What wealth transfer actually means from my research, right? A wealth transfer isn't a moment, it's a process over time. Wealth, transfers happen when ownership changes hands, generation shifts in the industries evolve, capital moves from one place to another. This has happened before many times. What changes is who is positioned to benefit, right? Who it does not automatically benefit. A wealth transfer does not automatically benefit whoever is the fastest. It doesn't necessarily benefit the loudest, the most emotional, the most speculative. It doesn't reward hype. It doesn't reward guessing. It doesn't reward fear based decisions. Money rarely moves toward panic, it moves toward preparation. Who it does benefit. Wealth transfer benefits tends to benefit people who build margin early, stay disciplined, invest consistently, or not invest consistently, who have already been investing consistently, right? Because you already have hopefully built up a margin because you've been investing consistently, right? Avoided overreaction, understood cycles, not perfect people, prepared people, right? And preparation is something you build before opportunity arrives. While this is not get rich quick, let me be clear. The wealth transfer is not a shortcut. It doesn't skip fundamentals. It doesn't bypass disciplines. Most of the benefits show up gradually, unevenly, and quietly, right? Which is why many people miss it. They're looking for fireworks instead of foundation. I'm always talking about being in the market, right? Gaining experience, gaining knowledge. Over this past crypto run up season, the people who probably made the most money were people who have already been in it for at least a run up cycle or two before, right? You can watch all the videos you want to watch. You could research as much as you want to research. But until you actually live through a cycle to see the ups and downs, to see what craziness shifted things one way and what craziness shifted things another way, because crypto, when it runs fast. And when it falls fast. So, so you gain some experience, right? You gain some experience. So you learn how to not be a bag holder next season, right? So we're talking about stock market, but we're using crypto as an example. Um, Whatever you learn from this last season, hopefully you've taken some notes, you journal some things, because history doesn't always repeat itself, but it said it will rhyme. So it might not do exactly like it did this last season, but it's gonna work in a lot similar to it next season. So I said that to say, because as we talk about this wealth transfer and we talk about who is going to favor it and who is not going to favor. So after you've already been in the market and you've seen how the market moves and what causes it to move this way and causes it to move that way. So what you've learned is you learn that the market a lot of times move gradually. A lot of times it moves unevenly, right? Not everything, not every sector, not every commodity necessarily run off of the same information, right? and sometimes it's quietly. So if you don't have your eyes and ears, to the ground, if you haven't been building your positions consistently, then you have a way of sometimes missing out on things, right? Or getting a small apple when you probably could have had a watermelon. So if that don't make sense to you, then you're just not there yet. Just keep on hanging in the game, and I will say something that will be of help to you, right? How this connects to everything we've covered. Good question you might ask, right? This is why we started with it. This is why I started with survival. We started with peace. We started by margin, talking about readiness, understanding cycles. Those weren't delays, they were requirements. Wealth transfers don't create discipline, they reward it. Weekly stewardship check-in. Yes, I have that all the time in my videos, right? As a reminder. And that is, as part of my own discipline, I continue to build steadily. Hopefully you're doing the same thing, right? I strengthen my long-term foundation week by week. Hopefully you're doing the same thing, right? Not chasing headlines, not forcing outcomes. And again, hopefully you're doing it. We'll leave that alone. That's how readiness is maintained. This is stewardship, not speculation. The wealth transfer isn't something to fear. It's not something to chase. It's something to prepare for. And preparation has always been available to those willing to build patiently. If this has helped you understand the wealth transfer more clearly, please hit that like, subscribe, and share with someone who may want wisdom without hype. Stay steady and stay prepared. Normally I would say walk in wisdom, my friend, right? But bear with me for just a moment. I have something I want to share. And it is. Before I close, I want to share something briefly. As we talk about money, peace, preparation, and growth, I'm very aware that what anchors me through all of this is my relationship with God. So over time, I've felt led to create a separate space where I talk about, where I talk more openly about faith, right? Life, and walking things out in real time without mixing it into every financial conversation. That space exists now, right? It's not for everyone, and hey, that's okay. But for those who want to explore that side more deeply, it's there as an extension, not as a replacement of what we do here, right? Not pressure, just an open door. So, I have a new channel. I have a new channel, right? And it's you can find it at Christopher Bridges 217. And I'd like it if you go there and check it out. Hopefully I say something to encourage you there. With that being said, we're gonna close here. You guys take care. Be blessed. Continue, my friend.